Hi everyone, this is Julia from Green Umbrella Marketing.
I'm Christine.
I'll tell you, it looks like I've been crying, but we've just had a fit of the giggles, so apologies about that. You can actually see we're sitting together for a change, rather than being in different offices. But actually, it just means that we've got the giggles, which is not good. But we're going to get through this. This is like the 10th time we've tried. So anyway, we're coming to you with the latest social media news. So I'm Julia.
I'm Christina.
Should we just crack on to it? Okay, so the very first thing we're going to be talking about is back to LinkedIn. LinkedIn are doing some wonderful stuff at the moment. I'm not sure if this is wonderful or not really, but LinkedIn have joined the bandwagon and they're introducing stories.
We're both taking 4 classes. One of the ones I'm most excited about is my senior thesis.
Being a tour guide is great, lots of fun, get to meet cool new people. Yeah, I love it.
Snapchat story.
Yeah. It is. Do you know, I think what's happened is LinkedIn have just suddenly gone, oh, there's this thing called Facebook and they're doing really well. Why don't we just do what they're doing? And all of a sudden, this kind of dinosaur is just gathering pace. The thing with the stories is that it's, they're testing it. It may or may not roll out, but they're just testing with students at the minute, aren't they?
Well, it's not called stories, is it? It's called student voices.
Yeah.
But I think that alienates certain people because people like marketeers will find an inventive way of using this feature. So being called student voices just says this is just for young people, I think.
Yeah. So I get that they're recognising as well the fact that we've got this, LinkedIn's the stuffy B2B. It's like, the old guys are on there and they want to get sort of, tomorrow's professionals on there.
Yeah.
Completely understand that. And it is going to be really good. It's speaking their language. So, the recruiters that are looking for graduates, it's going to be an ideal way for those people to make those connections. And these stories, I think they're staying on for a week rather than just 24 hours, which I think is quite a bonus as well, really.
Do you? I think that's a bit dangerous because I think students won't necessarily read the small print and realise it's on for a week. And they're used to using Snapchat, they're used to using Instagram stories, they're used to using Facebook stories, which all that stuff disappears within 24 hours, whereas LinkedIn are saying it stays on there for a whole week. I think the idea was that they're meant to be sharing their knowledge or their homework or that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
they're meant to be sharing.
If you imagine you've just graduated, you've got all the competition with all the other graduates, fantastic way to say, this is my experience. And we live in a world now where it's all about video interview and video application and that sort of stuff in terms of the hiring process. So it does lend itself really well to it.
Don't forget as well that LinkedIn reduced the age limit. So the age limit now that you can have a profile on LinkedIn is 13. So anything above the age of 13. So they're looking for that younger market.
Yeah.
See, that younger market grows up as well. So then they stay on the platform, which I think is quite clever. Okay. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so basically Instagram they've always sort of recognised like fake accounts and that kind of thing, but they've had a real clampdown. And what they're doing is any accounts where they can recognise that you've perhaps bought likes or you've got bots doing your likes, follows, that kind of thing from a Dodge account, they're removing.
And Instagram is full of it as well, isn't
it? Absolutely. What will happen is, so there's 2 things to this. What's going to happen as a user, if you log in and you find you've got a notification, that notification is that people are just about to walk into our office as we're recording.
It's all live.
It's because we spent too much time giggling
That's
earlier.
Right, yeah.
So basically, when you log into Instagram, there will be a notification and it's going to ask you to reset your password, that kind of thing. And it is going to tell you, we've removed these people from your account. So it will remove followers, and it's also going to remove any comments they've made, any likes they've made on your posts as well. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's really good. The other side to it, that me being a bit cynical and the rest of it, we hear of people that create or pay someone, a marketing agency, to create an Instagram account. And they come to us and they tell us about this wonderful success and how they've got 10,000 followers within sort of 13 and a half days. And
yeah,
it's all legitimate. And I'm thinking, no, it's not. You know, there's nothing I can see in their activity that would have created that. There's no hashtags that are standing out, and I'm thinking it's all bought.
It will save that software as well. You know, there's software that you can buy or you can pay for that will automatically follow. So basically, if someone's put a particular word in a comment on a post, then you can automatically put a comment underneath, which obviously that person then gets a notification saying that you've done it. But it's all automated. And this new thing that Instagram are launching, which is all about removing inauthentic content, is one of their steps that they're going to stop getting rid of it.
Yeah. So like I said, I think there's a lot of stuff that happens on Instagram that this will just wipe out.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's the next one. I'll talk about the next one. So the next one is free posters, social posts and more from Google. Hashtag small thanks, which is what Google are launching.
Yeah,
did you read about this?
Yeah, I've played with it. I have played with it. So basically, if you are let's say you're not creative at all, and you just want to get some real basic images together, it is worth having a look at.
I must admit, I looked at it. I thought Mark will cringe when he sees this because graphic designers will hate it.
It's great that it's there for people that don't have the tools, don't have the ability, and wouldn't know where to start. But to be honest, what is there is quite basic, and it's not something that made me feel brilliant. This is a fantastic tool. I'm going to tell everyone about it.
Okay, so if you guys are listening to this on the audio version, just go onto Google and put in hashtag small thanks, and you'll see it. Obviously, if you're looking this on the video, then we're showing you pictures of what this actually looks like right now. So these images, which can be like basic quotes or little posters and things like that, will appear in your Google listing. Is that right?
Yeah, so you can download them.
And you can download them as images that you can use on...
Yeah, like JPEGs and that sort of stuff, and use them as a banner or get them printed as a poster.
But you can't control fonts, and I don't know how much
control it's really specific. It's like I looked at a Christmas one, and it was like your message in the middle in a kind of bit of a funky font, and holly around the outside. You could have it in green or red or pink or brimsy brown.
Okay, so big changes are coming to Facebook Messenger.
I haven't looked at this one that much, to be honest. I think this is more sort of your kind of thing when we think about things like ManyChat and the books that are out there for the broadcasting messages, isn't
Absolutely. It? So, basically, they're putting more control over the messenger side of things, so that it'll enable you to do big broadcasts. So basically, everybody that's liked your page or subscribed to your content, and you have to activate that, and you have to give the sort of examples of broadcast messages. I've had a look. We've activated ours on our Facebook page. I don't know if I told you that. I had to play around with those subscriptions. Yeah. Once it's approved, then you can do broadcast messages via Facebook Messenger to those people that have liked your page or subscribed to that content. So it's really powerful stuff, but Facebook they're being really careful, so they're only authorising certain people to do it. So you have to give examples. You're not allowed to sell stuff, so it has to be either about, they've given category listings, so it's things like productivity or news or industry information or some sort of education. So as long as it's all about the customer and not a sales pitch, not a broadcast pitch, then you can do these like blast messages. When I was in San Diego, they were saying something like 85% of people are having conversations now in private messages things. So things like WhatsApp.
Yeah, with business pages as well. I think it's over 80% in terms of conversion, is the stats that they're releasing.
Yeah, so, it's shifting from this public content that's going out there to these private channels. And obviously Facebook are ahead of the game, and that's all part of this new thing. So that's the latest one. So big changes are coming to Facebook Messenger. So check our blog, check the contents below. Just to there's a link there to the article to show you how to do that. So check that one out. Okay, next one. This one's really basic. Do you want me to explain this one? All right, so this one is Twitter are de-emphasising follow accounts. And basically all that means is, if you're looking at this on the video, I'll show you the word follower and follow accounts is smaller now. So they're not putting as much emphasis on the word follower and follow accounts, so as in follower and following. It's just slightly smaller. And I think it was Instagram as well are also going down this line as well. So they're not putting as much emphasis on numbers and how many numbers you've got. It's all about the profile, about the person, and what you can do for the customer. So again, it comes back to it's all about the customer. So that's just a small little one, but yeah, it's worth noting. Have you seen this as well?
I haven't looked at this. It's Instagram, isn't it? So I don't get as excited.
I like Instagram. Okay. So Instagram have actually just launched and it's rolling out. I don't know anyone that's got this yet in the UK, but I'm a member of the Social Media Examiners Society and someone posted in there what their own profile looked like with the new design. And again, this comes back to what I was saying about Twitter with the follow count. They're doing exactly the same, so they're making things different. The good news is with the new design, there's no change on the grid. So you've still got your three across. So if you've done something clever with your grid, which I think everyone was panicking about at one stage, Instagram were looking at changing that. That is staying where it is. It's just things like your profile and stuff like that, which is slightly changed, and things are just in different places. So it's, again, it comes back to that supermarket. You know, when you go to Waitrose or whatever, and then you go next week and everything's it's all in different places, but it's all the same stock.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's that one. That's it really for this week's news. There wasn't that much to report this week, and there's no point in us waffling on for no apparent reason.
No.
So should we say goodbye?
I think we should.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, I'm not saying goodbye to you. I'm saying goodbye to them.
It's really weird because we've got to talk into the camera, but you can't help it when someone's sitting next to you. So, bye.
Bye.